Here we are back in North Wilkesboro with 90 laps remaining as green flag pit stops have just started. Denny Hamlin and Joey Logano currently down pit lane as Briscoe, Bubba Wallace, Ryan Blaney, SVG, Brad Keselowski now sit as your top 5. Gibbs and Gillen have now already gotten around the 22 and 11, as well as Suarez goes up to 8th, Priest to 9th, Eric Jones up to 10th, as now Ryan Blaney comes on the pit lane, as well as Carson Hocevar. Blaney already dropping through the order. The pack very, very spread out. I think at the time that the leaders came down pit lane, there were about 11 cars left on the lead lap. Ryan Priest now coming down pit lane. See, this right here is the battle for the lead. You see, there's Joey Logano and there's Denny Hamlin, both on fresh tires. This will eventually be for the lead. Currently sitting with 9 cars on the lead lap, or 8 cars now on the lead lap, sorry. Ty Dillon first car 1 lap down, followed by Joey Logano. Ryan Priest now comes off the pit lane as Ty Dillon has now came on pit lane. Logano and Hamlin now both look to the inside of the 34 of Gilland. As penalty for Ryan Blaney, too fast entering. He's already 2 laps down, and that's just going to make it even worse, as he'll have to come back down pit lane. As your current leader, Chase Briscoe, now comes down pit lane, which gives Bubba Wallace the lead. And SVG also now on pit lane. Ryan Blaney now back on pit lane. As here comes SVG to his stall. Now just 6 cars remain on the lead lap. As Todd Gillen now comes down pit lane. And most of the cars behind Joey Logano, Hamlin, and Briscoe that are a lap down still have yet to come onto pit lane. And this all started back in Stage 2 whenever Tyler Reddick and Alex Bowman spun. They created a caution, and that was right in the middle of a green flag pit stop cycle, which ended up trapping about 15 or about 20 cars a lap down. And not many of them have got their laps back because there's only been 2 cautions since then. So they've just kept going and going a lap down. That's Blaney coming in really, really fast there. It looks like a late decision by him going down the back straightaway to come down pit lane. Now just 5 cars sit on the lead lap. Wallace, Keselowski, Gibbs, Suarez, Jones. All of them on the lead lap. All of them have yet to come in. You see, the only cars in the top 20 that have pitted are Hocevar, Priest, Gilland, SVG, Briscoe, Hamlin, and Logano. Everybody else has yet to pit and last pitted exactly 100 laps ago. Top 5 stretching it out, hoping to get a caution here. Christopher Bell up against Ryan Blaney in the in-season challenge. After Blaney's penalty, Bell's pretty much all but clinched the title. Not the title, but the berth into the finals. As we'll look at that 3 wide around Bubba Wallace. Now puts Logano and Denny Hamlin back on the lead lap as they get around your current leader, Bubba Wallace. Here's the replay of what happened. Wallace up on the outside. Bell comes around the outside of Bubba. And he got really loose there. Bubba did. Almost spun down into Logano right here. Yeah, big wiggle there as now Bubba comes down pit lane. Which will leave 5 cars on the lead lap yet to pit. As Chase Briscoe unlaps himself. As Ty Gibbs now down pit lane. As I think Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin might be able to get back around to Bubba Wallace and potentially lap him again. As they're up to the back of Riley Herbst. And Herbst is going to bring Denny Hamlin right up to the back bumper of Logano. If he's able to sneak by on the outside, which he is. So now have to get around Chase Elliott and Austin Dillon. William Byron now down pit lane. As Denny can't quite get to the bumper of the 22 as he's going to make a good dive down into 1. 3 cars in the lead lap have yet to pit. Keselowski, Suarez, Eric Jones. As Byron now comes out of his stall. As this is definitely going to help Denny. Look at this group of cars here. Custer, the 43 of Eric Jones, Ricky Stenhouse. And they're all going to go up to the top. That's still going to hinder the 22 and the 11's ability. And Eric Jones, that's actually for position. He has yet to come in. I assume he'll probably come in either this lap or next. As Brad Keselowski now down pit lane. Cindric now down pit lane. That now gives the lead to Daniel Suarez, who is right in front of Joey Logano, who will, in a few seconds, be your leader. Suarez has yet to come in, and I assume he will probably this time coming up, as Logano gets around him and Denny Hamlin gets to his inside. And Hamlin's going to get around him. The 7 does not pull off. I think is an interesting choice. And neither did Eric. Yes, he did. There goes Eric Jones down pit lane. And so does Riley Herbst. Does Suarez come down pit lane? Yes, he does. And as far as I know, I think that's everybody in the top 20 has now came down pit lane. I think. I'm not sure. As there are now just 7 cars on the lead lap. Logano down to Kyle Larson. They're about to put Kyle Larson 1 lap down. And I think the crazier thing is they're about to put... See, there's Larson going a lap down. They've just now gotten around Eric Jones. Wallace is about 3 seconds in front of this, and then SVG. So that's going to be just 3 cars on the lead lap here. As they get around Kyle Larson, put him 1 lap down. Leaves just 5 cars here on the lead lap as Ryan Preece takes 10th away from Chase Elliott. William Byron now takes 20th. Kyle Larson side by side with Eric Jones, who's exactly 1 lap ahead of him. And there's Ty Gibbs trying to get around Larson for 6th, as he will. As they now come to Chastain, Nemechek, Austin Hill, and Ty Dillon to put them even more laps down. And with them running like this, they're either going to have to move out of the way or go 3 wide. As they're going to go 3 wide in front of them, with Austin Hill through the middle. Eric Jones up the outside as well, trying to get one of his laps back. As they funnel Austin Hill backwards, as Ty Gibbs trying to get one of his laps back. Eric Jones may have gotten to the wall just a bit there. Ty Dillon Chastain not really letting Logano through, as he's going to shove his way through right there, trying to get between Gibbs and Ty Dillon. And he's going to be able to make it work. So there's still going to be 3 wide here coming out of the corner. Well, not quite. Kyle Larson has now came down pit lane. Herbst now looks back to the inside of Denny Hamlin, as Ty Gibbs looks to unlap himself. Ooh. Ty Dillon checks up on the outside line. 3 wide. Herbst, Hamlin, Chastain. Hamlin gets around Chastain as they're still side by side. Trying to get Gibbs trying to get his lap back. And Joey Logano trying to put him a lap down. Now here's the thing about this. If Ty Gibbs gets his lap back, which he currently has, and then the caution comes out, Todd Gilliland will get the free pass. Now, why is that a big deal? Currently, Gilliland and Chase Elliott are on the same lap as each other, 1 lap down from the leader as Connor Zilisch now comes into pit. That is for a finals berth in the in-season challenge next weekend in Indianapolis. However, if the caution comes out with Gibbs 1 lap down, that will keep Gilliland and Elliott 1 lap down together, and one of them will not get the free pass, and that means they will both be on the same lap on the ensuing restart, which could sadly end Gilliland's run at $1 million. Bubba Wallace trying to get around SVG for 4th. A fair 14 seconds back to the leaders. As Logano looking to get around Larson as Austin Hill now comes in. Just 14 cars sit within 1 lap of the leader. Look at this. Blaney, Cody Ware, Zane Smith 3 wide. SVG looking to the inside of all of them. And this is only about 5 seconds in front of the leader, too. As Blaney's able to get away from there. Looking at the credit one big ones to watch. Denny Hamlin sits just 0.7 of a second back of Joey Logano, looking for what I believe would be his 5th win of the year in order to keep his regular season championship hopes alive. As he sits about 60 points in front of Reddick and about 15 more in front of Ryan Blaney. Sitting in 3rd is Chase Briscoe, looking for his 2nd win of the year and not second in a row. I'm stupid. After he won 2 weeks ago in Chicagoland. And Joey Logano, one of the other 3 cars that have a discernible chance of winning this, assuming it goes green, has had a dismal season so far this year. A 19th place average finish, worst since his rookie year. He's led more laps tonight than he has the entire rest of the season. Looking for his 1st win of the year. And because there were some cars that came in and pitted, say, 20, 30 laps after Logano and Hamlin, there will be some cars, say, like the 33 here of Austin Hill, trying to get their laps back, and they more than likely will. But that's not going to give them any chance of winning, as Austin Hill is 8 laps down in 34th. And the last car still on track, as Chad Fincham is off the track, and Josh Berry and AJ Allmendinger are out of the race in 36th and 37th, respectfully. There are just 24 cars to sit within 2 laps of the leader. Last car 2 laps down, Cody Ware. 29 cars sit within 3 laps. Cole Custer is the last car 3 laps down. And only 32 cars sit within 5 laps of the leader. Ricky Stenhouse, last car 5 laps down. And see, there is that group that Bubba Wallace, SVG, and Ryan Blaney were in, with Cody Ware, the 3 of Austin Dillon, Austin Hill, and Ricky Stenhouse. As Logano looking through, he's going to get around the 3 of Dillon. Now looks to the inside of Cody Ware. Laps him once more as Stenhouse is going to make Logano work for it. Looks to the outside. And here comes Hamlin with the same motions as Logano is going to clear the 47 coming out of turn 2. As Hamlin now looks to the outside. 43 laps remaining here in North Wilkesboro. Stenhouse was just put 6 laps down. Austin Hill got one of his 8 laps back. Cody Ware went 3 laps down. Brad Keselowski currently sits in the free pass position, sitting 7th. As with how this looks as far as nobody spins out or hits the wall or anything, I think if this goes green, we're going to have 6 cars left on the lead lap as Ty Gibbs, SVG, and Bubba Wallace have been slowly but steadily decreasing their gap to the leader. About 10 laps-ish ago, SVG was about 14 seconds back, and Ty Gibbs was about 16 seconds back. As Logano leads over Denny Hamlin by just around 1 second at the moment. As he's now starting to grow that gap just a bit. As here's Chase Briscoe 3 wide. There's Chase Elliott and Cody Ware also up in the mix. Two short tracks so far this year. Todd Gilliland finished 23rd in Martinsville, 6th at Bristol, which was his best finish so far of the year. He currently sits 8th, second car 1 lap down. Sitting, I think, a lap and a half ahead of Chase Elliott, which means he's all but locked up a berth to the finals next weekend in Indianapolis. And Bell and Blaney currently sit on the same lap. I think they're about 10-ish seconds away from each other, so hey, anything can still happen. There's 37 laps to go. And look at this mess. This is Hocevar, Jones, Gibbs, Busher. Bunch of them right here. Bubba Wallace, Ryan Blaney. This is, look, if we see a caution here in the next 10 laps, this is where the caution's coming from. Blaney looks to the inside of Busher. As the 33 of Austin Hill is there as well, along with Riley Herbst. Herbst gets around Busher for 21st. As, Jones bounced off the wall just a bit, and looky, here comes Logano to put you all one more lap down. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. We'll be putting Blaney 2 laps down, which will leave just 11 cars 1 lap. We're within 2 laps of the leader. But Wallace has led 8 laps so far tonight. Started 26th, 21st in stage 1, 4th in stage 2. Runs 6th, 17 seconds back of the leader. So far this year on short tracks, Bubba has finished 36th at Martinsville and 11th back at Bristol, where Ty Gibbs got his first ever career NASCAR Cup Series victory. As Logano comes to lap Eric Jones again. Almost to the 17 of Busher. Looking at the chase bubble, Byron 84 points up, Wallace 70 points up, SVG 56 points up. Whoa, some contact, Cole Custer nearly going around. Logano 50 points up, Cindric 34 points up, Jones 34 points down, Priest 47 points down, Keselowski 58 points down, McDowell 79 points down, and Ross Chastain 84 points down. And that was very nearly a caution. Here's what happened. 3 wide, Herbst, Custer, McDowell. McDowell bounces into the 35 and then into the 41. Great save there by Cole Custer. And as he gets around Cole Custer and Michael McDowell, to put Michael McDowell 3 laps down. Crazy to think that if Joey Logano's car stopped right here, it would take Riley Herbst nearly 3 full laps to pass him. As we'll look at Denny Hamlin going through the middle there. We're looking at the chase bubble after tonight. I believe only 4 more races until the chase here. As Austin Dillon, Ty Gibbs, and SVG. Just behind Bowman and the 42 of John Hunter Nemechek. Ty Gibbs to the inside of SVG. And we've finally seen some action in the lead lap as Austin Dillon comes down pit lane. SVG now looks back to the inside of Ty Gibbs. Look at the stage points earned today. Gibbs got 10 stage points after winning stage number 1, and SVG got 15 stage points today. Today, a pretty impressive effort by SVG considering we're on an oval, currently running in 5th after Ty Gibbs got around him. If the race would end right now, this would mirror his best oval finish of the year, which was a 5th place at Nashville just a few weeks ago. Right behind Stenhouse. And if they don't pick up the pace, they could easily be lapped as Gibbs, SVG, Wallace within about 2 seconds of each other, but within about 4 seconds of the leader here. Not like behind them, I mean like in front of the leader, about to get lapped. On board with Chase Elliott, who just to the outside of Denny Hamlin gets put 3 laps down. As Logano electing to put Herbst 3 laps down and Ryan Blaney 2 laps down. As Cody Ware has now gone 4 laps down, running 26th. Also coming back up to the 47 of Stenhouse. And not too far in front, another similarly colored red car to Riley Herbst, Bubba Wallace. About to go 1 lap down. $17 laps remaining. It's been 45 races since Joey Logano's last Cup Series win, which was at the Spring Texas race last year. As Logano can't quite get around Riley Herbst here. And the field, and when I say the field, I mean the top 6. Their only chance at winning, if your name isn't Logano or Denny Hamlin, is a caution. We're assuming but both of them suffer a miraculous mechanical failure within the closing laps here. as Logano still cannot get around the 35 of Riley Herbst.